Now, before I even do this video, I want to say this video is not endorsed or promoted or anything by no rapper that I mentioned in this video. Hopefully, I hope these rappers know that I'm on their side. I'm not against them. If you from South Carolina, you're going to understand what I'm talking about if you paid attention to the culture of hip hop around you. If it's rappers that I forget to mention, I'm sorry. But let's step into it. The industry is scared of South Carolina. I'm going to say it again. The industry is scared of South Carolina because I can never understand why South Carolina artists never reach that top level, that plateau, never reach that level where they just the shit everywhere. Not just in South Carolina, but they just the shit everywhere. And I'm going to give y'all a couple examples. First, I'm going to start with my man Black Zack out there in Columbia, right? That man from the 48, you know, shout out to Black Zack, man. You know, met him a couple times. And he a real solid, hard artist. Now, you cannot listen to Black Zack music and say this guy is whack, because he's not whack. Now, Black Zack was signed with South Coast Music Group. South Coast Music Group is based out of Charlotte. Same people that put the Baby out there, same people that put Toosii out there. Now, the Baby blew up. The Baby from North Carolina. He got similar challenges like South Carolina. But South Carolina is fucked up out here. You got Toosii. He from North Carolina. They blew up. Now, I'm not saying everybody who signed to South Coast Music blew up. But those two guys definitely did, especially the Baby, right? Black Zack was signed with them. Black Zack was distributed by Interscope just like the Baby. I think Toosii distributed through Capitol or something. Anyway, Black Zack music never reached the level of the Baby music. We can say the label didn't push it. They probably didn't. We can say the radios didn't play his music. I'm pretty sure they didn't. But that part always bothered me that Black Zack didn't reach that level. Not saying it's over, but he never reached that level, right? Let's name another one. Rennie Rucci. Rennie Rucci is signed to Wolfpack. You know who else signed to Wolfpack? Lil Baby in Atlanta signed to Wolfpack. Through QC. Through Motown, if I'm not mistaken with the Motown part. Not saying everybody on Wolfpack blow up, but the Baby blew up. Rennie Rucci didn't. Rennie Rucci is on Love and Hip Hop. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But Rennie Rucci is a beautiful, talented artist that's supposed to be on that level, man. Well, she's a problem. I'm not saying she's supposed to be with Lotto or Gorilla or anybody like that, but she's supposed to be on a higher level than what she is. That is facts. Now, let's go closer to my area. We're going to go to Spartanburg. Dude named NGYL. NGYL, very cool, down-to-earth artist. Real hood dude, right? NGYL signed with 300 back in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. NGYL got millions of views on YouTube with his songs. Got a lot of people that support him, but never reached that plateau. He on 300. That same record label Megan Thee Stallion was on at one point. Same record label Young Thug was on. And I'm not even trying to say everybody on 300 blows up. But why he didn't blow up? And I'm not saying people don't know him. But it's a level that he haven't reached yet that he should have reached. Why it didn't happen. Or why it haven't happened yet, right? I'm going to take y'all all the way back. What about Lil Ru? Lil Ru was with Capitol at one point. He was with Def Jam. Def Jam pushed Nasty Song, which I didn't agree with. Because in the upstate, in the lower country, South Carolina, we knew about Nasty Song. Def Jam pushed that song, right? Back at that time, I bought every XXL magazine. I bought every Source magazine. I never seen his album promoted in those magazines. Not saying it wasn't, but I never saw it. I went in earshot, seen his album on the shelf and was shocked. Damn, his album on the shelf? What the hell? Didn't promote it at all. Only feature you had on there was Rick Ross. Rick Ross was hot at the time. Nothing wrong with that. The album was called 21 and Up, like he alienated everybody that was younger than that. Didn't understand why the album didn't get pushed. What happened with that situation? I always wondered that. What happened? I don't know Lil Ru personally. Never had a conversation with her. But I always wondered what happened with that situation. Back in 2008, a guy named Young Days signed with Collie Park Music. They had Soulja Boy, Yin Yang Twins. Soulja Boy, Yin Yang Twins killing it. They signed Days. They put Days on all Soulja Boy songs. And remix, Kiss Me Through the Phone, all that. That boy killed them songs. He sounded way better than Soulja Boy. If you can find any of them old remixes, I stand on that. Sounded way better than him. This dude can rap and he can sing. And he's still at it. His name started Young Days, but now it's Days Carter. I had to remember that as I went on. But it's Days Carter now. Hard dude, very talented man. You know, if he would have made it, it would have did a whole lot for the upstate. But, you know, he's still out there, so we're going to see how it goes. Before I go any further, man, I got to give a special shout out to Famous Animal, man, out of Memphis. Famous Animal be giving a lot of these guys a platform to show their talent. And there's a lot of people who doing it, but I have to give a shout out to Famous Animal, because I remember back when he was first doing his thing, he would just smoke blunt and talk about the news in Memphis. And then he twisted it up and started putting artists on display, man. Shout out to Famous Animal, man. It's so many people that I've seen over the years, man. If you go to Columbia, I remember Mr. Flip. I remember Lil Brawl. I remember Fort Knox from Greenwood signing with Master P back in the day. What happened? Fort Knox out of Greenwood, y'all probably remember that. I remember these dudes out of Columbia called the Columbians. Five Cartel that was running around the upstate. You know, Ricky Prince, that was the hottest nigga in the 864. Nobody can dispute that. Scram sold more units than anybody in the 864. Independently. I seen it with my own eyes. What happened? I can't forget, man, my brother C. Clark, who still make music to this day. If you haven't listened to none of these people I named, please check them out, man. Check them out. And like I said, it's going to be people I forget. Forgive me for that. So many talented people, man, that never even got that look. But the ones that got that look, they never pushed or didn't promote or they held them back in some type of way. And I'm always wondered if they scared of South Carolina and they scared South Carolina gonna take over the game. That's why when I see people who from South Carolina that run to Atlanta and don't claim they from South Carolina, I used to be mad about it. Then it got to the point, why I be mad about it? They say they from South Carolina, they probably wouldn't blow up. They probably wouldn't even have the little thing that they got. Of course they gonna say they from Atlanta. You got people in Georgia that say they from Atlanta and from Atlanta. So many people, music, style, cadences, beats been stolen from people from South Carolina, man. I stand on that. There's a lot of artists. You got DJ Chuck T that was in the Low Country. He allegedly leaked Lil Wayne Carter album back in the day. He allegedly released that album, and I felt like that might have hurt us a little bit. Not putting it on him, but I think that might have hurt us a little bit. Charlamagne the God, that man from South Carolina, blew up. Probably the biggest celebrity out of South Carolina in music. Who has he helped? I'm not saying he hasn't helped anybody, but have he? And if he haven't, why haven't he helped anybody? Ain't nobody saying hold nobody's hand, but give him a look. Has Charlamagne helped anybody? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Why? What is the hesitation? You feel me? I don't know, man. Shout out to Duke Dennis, man. Duke Dennis been a big streamer out of the upstate. Also can rap. It's the best look we got right now, bro. And I might be missing somebody. If I am, please point them out to me, because I'm not going to remember everybody. I'm freestyling this as I go. I'm pulling people off the top of my head. I'm going by memory serve me right now with this thing, man. This is real personal to me, man. Why they scared of South Carolina? Because somebody explain to me this. Somebody really give me an answer to why everybody who signed a record deal in South Carolina don't reach that level. We also got a new dude out of the upstate, Mazio Murder. Hopefully I said his name right. He just signed with 300. Let's hope 300 do well by him, man. Let's hope 300 put that rocket behind his back, man. Let's hope 300 helped him. I done met so many talented artists, man. But shout out to Trill Pablo. You know, shout out to Maintain. Shout out to Lil Bud. Shout out to, man, there's so many people out there, bro. You know, man. Hey, and I can't remember everybody, man. But shout out to y'all guys, man. But let me know how y'all feel, man. I'm AKA Ben. This is Support This TV. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm out. Peace.